Okay, so once again, my last couple of videos that I've made have been a little messed up because the sound's not syncing. I'm hoping to fix that pretty soon, else I'm going to have to see if I can possibly buy or borrow a camcord or maybe a vloggy or something like that. Which would suck because that's a little bit more inconvenient, but you know, it's whatever. I'll find a way to make it work. But I mentioned in one of my last videos, which had terrible sound because the sound is messed up, that I like my love of musicals. And right after I filmed that, I was like, why don't I just show them some of my favorite, like, obscure musical soundtracks? So I made a video about that and played clips and stuff and just made it all awesome and whatever. And the sound was complete utter shit on that. And I didn't even watch it all the way through. I just, like, I put it into iMovie, and I have the little thing where you can see the sound waves, and when it gets uncomfortably loud, the sound waves turn like red and orange and yellow, and there were a lot of those, so I decided to go ahead and just refilm. So this is take 2. It's gonna probably require less editing than the last one because the last one was 15 minutes because I actually played the music so I could listen to it while you were listening to it. But I've decided I'm gonna do like 30-second clips of each of the songs, 2 clips per musical, so you can kind of get an idea, a diverse little picture of what each one sounds like. And this time I actually wrote down the list of what shows I'm going to be presenting and what songs I've already picked out, because last time I just freehanded it and, you know, winged it and whatever. But anyways, here goes. Let's see, at the top of my list would be Tick, Tick, Boom, which I mentioned a little bit about that show, well, more like 10 minutes worth about that show in my last vlog. It was by Jonathan Larson, who also gave us Rent. It was his second show, but it was produced after he was dead, so it doesn't really count. And it originally started as a one-man show, and it was adapted to be a 4-person show, or maybe a couple more people, but like ultimately it didn't have that big of a cast because originally it was just him singing on stage, and they adapted it to a full-size show with a decently sized cast for musicals. Probably the smallest musical cast I've ever seen in my life. And the 2 songs I've selected from this are Why, performed by Raul Esparza, which he actually was on Downstage Center a couple years ago. That's a podcast. You can find it under iTunes U. It's produced by the American Theater Wing as a part of one of their radio shows, and he was on there and he was talking about what a fantastic song this is. So this is Why by Raul Esparza.
When I was 9, Michael and I entered a talent show down at the Y. 9 a.m. went to rehearse by some stairs. Mike couldn't sing, but I said no one cares. We sang Yellow Bird and Let's Go Fly a Kite, over and over and over till we got it right.
Now the second piece I've selected for this vlog would be Boho Days, which this is an interesting part of the musical because it's the only piece that you actually hear Jonathan Larson's voice. I don't know what part of the show this comes in because I haven't seen it myself, of course. They've only done, like, I think 1 production of this ever, and I don't think it toured or anything like that, but this is actually by Jonathan Larson, the great master himself. It's a recording of him singing the song Boho Days. And it's a little bit, it's interesting. It's really great. It's probably one of my favorite songs. It's kind of fun, kind of like slam poetry almost. It's a lot of fun. So here it is, Boho Days by Jonathan Larson.
Don't step on Simona, Renault, and Philippe. They're still on the living room floor asleep. Flight was delayed, but they got it so cheap in Amsterdam. The cat jumped off of the fire escape. He's a little shook up, but he don't have a scrape. Climb up to the roof, let's make a crepe. You bring the jam. This is the life of Bo-Bo-Bo-Bo. This is the life of Bo-Bo-Bo-Bo. This is the life of Bo-Bo-Bo-Bo. Bohemia. Showers in the kitchen, there might be some soap. Dishes in the sink, brush your teeth if you can cope. Toilets in the closet, you better hope there's a light bulb in there. Bo-bo-bo. Dino called yesterday, the rent is overdue. Con Ed and New York Telephone are mad too. Better screen the calls for a day or two, or cough up your share, yeah. This is the life of Bo-Bo-Bo-Bo. This is the life of Bo-Bo-Bo-Bo. This is the life of Bo-Bo-Bo-Bo. Bohemia.
Next up would be one of my recent discoveries. It is Chess, the musical Chess. I don't listen to the actual soundtrack of this because it wasn't very popular. I actually downloaded Chess in Concert because it has Idina Menzel and Josh Groban, and come on, those are the voices of angels, so I haven't even listened to the original, but Chess is a really interesting show. It's set during the Cold War, and it plays off of the tense relationship between the Soviet Union and the United States. And the songs I selected from this are Mountain Duet and Where I Want to Be. Mountain Duet features Idina Menzel and Josh Groban. It's gorgeous. And Where I Want to Be is exclusively Josh Groban, so Mountain Duet.
This is the one situation I wanted most to avoid.
My dear opponent, I really can't imagine why.
So why I'm not dangerous then? What a shame.
No, you're not dangerous. Who could think that of you? You are so strange. Why can't you be what you want to be? You should be scheming, intriguing, too clever by half. I have to hand it to you. If I'm concealing not only love, all other feeling, now I'm where I wanna be and who I wanna be and doing what I always said I would, and yet I feel I haven't won it all. I'm running for my life and never looking back in case there's someone right behind to shoot me down and say, always knew I'd fall. When the crazy wheel slows down, where will I be?
Okay, the next piece I picked is Assassins. It is probably one of my favorite musicals. I'm kind of a nerd, so anything historical is awesome to me, and I'm also kind of a Stephen Sondheim fan. He just makes me swoon. And this is one of his less known pieces. It was pretty controversial when it came out, and it was pretty controversial when they brought it up for a revival in 2001 because it centers entirely around presidential assassins and their motivations and just them entirely. It selects, I think, about 6. So when it was up for revival in 2001, it got quickly shot down because of 9/11, of course. And that was brought back up in 2004, and it featured Neil Patrick Harris as the balladeer and Lee Harvey Oswald, and it's pretty spectacular. I'm going to play parts of my favorite songs, Something Just Broke and The Ballad of Booth, although there are many, many spectacular little finds in this one. So, The Ballad of Booth.
Johnny Booth was a handsome devil, got up in his rings and fancy silks, had him a temper but kept it level, everybody called him Wilkes. Why did you do it, Johnny? Nobody agrees. You who had everything, what made you bring a nation to its knees? Some say it was your voice had gone, some say it was booze. They say you killed a country, John, because of bad reviews. Johnny lived with a grace and glitter.
Something just broke.
I was down at the exchange.
Something just made a little dent.
I'd been shopping.
I'd been sick.
Something just broke.
All I know, it was a Friday.
Only for a moment.
I remember it exactly.
Something got bent.
I'm taking the order.
Something just left a little mark.
I was getting dressed.
Potato Something just went a little dark. Something just went.
And I wondered
I was scared of
what would follow.
Something to be mended.
Made me wonder who we are.
Something we'll have to weather.
It was seeing all those
bringing
torches.
us all together.
He was me. He was
Only
us.
for a moment.
I'll remember it forever.
Nothing really ended.
Where I was.
What I was doing.
Just been suspended.
Like a flash.
'Cause something just...
Next up would be one of my favorite weird, most interesting finds, Ghost, the musical. I've never seen the movie, so I had no impressions of that beforehand. It's weird to explain. Like, I saw it in the Tonys last year. They did a performance, really kind of botched up, messy mix-up of all various things, and I wasn't really impressed, but I was going back through some of the Tony performances like this September or so, and I watched it again, and I was like, there's real potential here. So I videoed a couple other songs, and I found that I really enjoyed the music, and then I bought the album, and I love it. It's going to be touring this next year across the United States, I believe. It's on Broadway right now. It's pretty heartbreakingly good. Coming as someone who hasn't even seen the original movie, it's just really pretty. Really sad, but really pretty, and the sets are mind-blowing. I have some pictures that will come with the music. They're very high-tech sets, like they're just gorgeous. But the songs I picked for this selection is Unchained Melody and Suspend My Disbelief, which were both presented in the Tony performance, which, like I said, wasn't the best. But here you go.
Oh, Molly, my darling, I've hungered for your touch, oh, such a long, lonely time.
It's not working.
And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? 'Cause I need your love. Oh, Molly, baby, you know that I need you.
How can it be? It must be true. This thing I feel, I know it's you. It's a chance in a million, I know, but I'll take it before I let go and admit defeat. I'll suspend my disbelief. How can she know? It must be real. I know it's you. I know how I feel. Suspend my...
And next up we have one of my favorite Elton John musicals. It's by him and Tim Rice. It is based off of the opera Adia, which is a kind of famous old Egyptian story about the slave from Nubia. I like Elton John, so this was an easy thing to fall in love with. My two favorite songs from this would be My Strongest Suit and Written in the Stars. And this show features Adam Pascal, who we all know and love from Rent. So take a look-see.
Oh, now I believe in looking like my time on earth is cooking, whether polka dotted, striped, or even checked, with some glamour guaranteeing every fiber of my being is displayed to quite remarkable effect. From your cradle via trousseau to your deathbed, you're on view. So never compromise, accept no substitute. I would rather wear a barrel than conservative apparel, for dress has always been my strongest suit.
Can be altered, there is nothing to decide. No escape, no change of heart, no any place to hide.
Oh, you are all I ever want, but this I am denied. Sometimes in my darkest thoughts, I wish I'd never learned what it is to be in love and have that love returned.
Is it written in the stars? Are we paying for some crime? Is that all that we are good for? To some stretch of mortal time?
Or some God's experiment in which we have no say, in which we're given paradise, but only for a day.
Okay, well, those are snippets from some of my favorite obscure musicals. I, of course, like some of the bigger ones like Wicked and Rent and Phantom of the Opera. But these are some that I think are very underrated and definitely need to be checked out and, revised, because I haven't seen any of these because none of them are touring because they all kind of flopped for whatever reason. But they're all pretty great, and I would love to see them live. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down there in the doobly-doo, provided that Tumblr or YouTube doesn't screw something up and make some updates anytime soon. So, leave them down below. Thanks.